Welcome to Wrestling Over Everything, everybody. We are a very funny wrestling podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow it. Oh.
There he is.
It's not. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we got
Okay,
we got two
we're a
or
little
three good
wacky.
ones.
We're moderately waving, if you're wondering. Oh, where's my... Oh, I forgot my cat knocked the dad joke button down because he was mad at me the other day. So hold on. I'm picking it up with my feet. I accidentally pushed the button.
So he hurt you in the worst way possible.
What has four wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
They did the Ed McMahon laugh at the end of that one.
Yep.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Blue Sky and TikTok. Those are the big ones. So today we have a fun one, something that I requested a couple months ago. I said, hey, Dusty, when are we going to talk about the New Age Outlaws?
And I didn't know.
By the end of watching these things, I was sick of the first four notes of that song.
Yeah, I was gonna save it till the end. You asked for this.
Yeah.
So at the end, I would like to check in with you to see if you were happy with the decisions that were made.
Yeah. Yeah, we can have that conversation. So I came into like wrestling fandom, I think like right after these guys were really like killing it, because this is like late 90s. I think the peak of my wrestling fandom was like early 2000s. Before, I mean, we're going to get to a couple of their storylines. When did the New Age Outlaws break up?
Well, I have it in the dossier, if you will. There's like some breakups and there's some back togethers.
So I might have been. Were they together at any point from like 2002 to like 2003?
No.
Okay.
That is not prime New Age Outlaws time.
Because I just don't remember them at all from when I was a kid. But I had a high school baseball coach who grew up and was in high school during the New Age Outlaws, like the prime New Age Outlaws time. So anytime I would talk about wrestling, he'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. He had the whole thing memorized from literally a decade prior. So it was, like a decade or more prior. So I would always hear about these guys. And I mean, the names, the Outlaw Jesse James and the Badass Billy Gunn. Yeah. It's sick, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, I think like that is the story in a nutshell. Maybe we don't have to do the podcast. That is a story in a nutshell of the New Age Outlaws. They are your high school ass favorite tag team from 1998. Like if all those things converged together, like then the New Age Outlaws are your guys, and you don't remember some of the less flattering New Age Outlaws related things.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and that's I don't want to. No, I want to remember them as the cool guys, because I still think they're cool. Like when they walk in and like Jesse James, the Road Dogg's got the fucking stupid braids and. They've got the stupid, like we'll get to it obviously, but like there's a part where Billy Gunn has 4 words, "look at my ass," on the back of his shirt during this.
Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of stuff seemed to just convene all together to work in these guys' favor, right? But I want to start by giving you a little bit of a primer to what they were doing prior to this. So Billy Gunn comes into the WWE in 1993 with his kayfabe brother Bart Gunn. They're the Smoking Guns with 2 N's.
Bart Gunn, rest in peace, after fighting Butterbean, correct?
After being murdered by Butterbean, yeah. So the Smoking Guns are a reasonably successful tag team. They never, I don't think, ascended to the top like echelon of greatly remembered tag teams, but they're perfectly fine for the mid-90s WWF. They win the tag team titles 3 times while they're together. In 1996, they are broken up and they feud with each other for a little while, and then Billy Gunn becomes the protege of the Honky Tonk Man.
I can't.
It's always good news if the Honky Tonk Man is going to be your manager.
You're playing second fiddle, second guitar to the fucking
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man. The Honky Tonk Man,
literal second fiddle to the Honky Tonk Man.
He is like, the Honky Tonk Man is truly like a relic of the past. It is like, it's not something like, we had Walk with Elias for a little bit, right? But like, it's not the fucking honky. His name was the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, and by the 90s, the Honky Tonk Man is doing a gimmick that's a takeoff of something that at even that point is like 30 years old, almost. Like,
Elvis had been dead, but in the mid 90s for 20 years. I think he died in the late 70s, right?
Yeah, and so it's he becomes the protege of the Honky Tonk Man. Always great.
He died in 77.
He's playing every juke joint from here to Baton Rouge with Honky Tonk Man. And so that's where we find Billy Gunn. Put a pin in Billy Gunn for now. The Road Dogg, our friend, Brian James, Brian Armstrong, comes from the famous Armstrong family. He was a Marine. He was in the WWE as the manager to Jeff Jarrett. He was the roadie. That's what he wrestled as, because Jeff Jarrett was a country music wannabe. He was going to use the WWF as a stepping stone.
Watch your mouth about wannabe.
He was going to use the WWF as a stepping stone to superstardom in Nashville, as though the recording studios were going to be like, "Oh, you're the Intercontinental Champion? For sure, you get to come. Why didn't you play with the house band earlier? Get out of here, Travis Tritt."
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't. If he the IC champion, like I know a guy in Porterville who got a bullshit Nashville recording contract, and he wasn't the IC champion. He wasn't JEFF, JARRETT.
That's in case you were wondering how it was spelled.
Yeah.
JEFF, ha. JARR, ha. ETT.
What was his big song?
With My Baby Tonight. Working all day just to bam, bam, bam.
God
so
damn it, I love Jeff Jarrett, bro.
In July of 1995, they're working on Double J's going to lose the IC title to Shawn Michaels, and then Jeff Jarrett and the roadie are going to feud. But Jeff Jarrett convinces the Road Dogg, essentially, like, they're going to bury us here. I'm leaving after tonight.
Yeah, and they're going to play us like a couple of slap nuts, a couple of 2-bit slap nuts. I'm going to WCW and I'm going to be the champ.
Yeah, and so in solidarity with Jeff Jarrett deciding to quit, the Road Dogg quits, even though he's about to get the biggest push of his career.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah. Turns out
hitters.
Bad move. So he immediately realizes this is a terrible move. He returns to the WWE in November of 1996, claiming to be the guy that sang the song that Jeff Jarrett had lip synced.
It's a Milli Vanilli situation.
In 1995. But now he's got no Jeff Jarrett to feud with, and nobody cares. Where's Jeff Jarrett? We don't care. Yeah, so he's just also a low-level babyface that is also courted by the Honky Tonk Man. Jesse James refutes the Honky Tonk Man, so he goes to Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn becomes Rockabilly.
Yeah.
They're both just hanging on by a thread. So that brings us to where we first jump in for the New Age Outlaws. It is Shotgun Saturday Night, which was a TV show thought up by Vince McMahon to, in theory, be a little bit more hard-edged. Like, it was late night. They were supposed to record in New York City at all these bars and like various places. The first episode, Triple H gets tombstoned on an escalator and rides it all the way down. That's pretty good.
You see, it keeps going. You know?
Yeah. He's knocked out from a tombstone.
That's pretty funny. It's a good idea.
But then they abandoned that because they were like, "Oh shit, we don't have any permits to film in New York. Nobody cares." Turns out, trying to make wrestling look professional in a bar in New York City doesn't really look that great. So
Yeah.
then it just becomes like the third-rate show. So we've got Rockabilly versus Flash Funk on Shotgun Saturday Night. This match is nothing.
Yeah,
It's just a precursor to what happens. So at the end of the match, Honky Tonk Man is supposed to help Rockabilly cheat to beat Flash Funk. They're when you know it, they get their signals crossed. He trips Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn gets pinned by Flash Funk, and now he's pissed.
It looked very funny too, because Billy Gunn like looks down at Honky Tonk Man. He's like, "You fucking ready for this?" And Honky Tonk Man's like, "Oh, hunka hunka, yeah, dude." And so he throws him into the opposite rope, and it obviously fucking Billy Gunn is the one who runs back. I can't remember how it works out, but like Billy Gunn gets reversed and ends up being the guy there. And the Honky Tonk Man, the way that they pull this off, I had to rewind it. I guess I missed it, so I was like, "How the fuck did Honky Tonk Man trip the wrong guy?" Honky Tonk Man is yelling at somebody in the front row, and this is why he's a legend. This is why, like, we're gonna shit on the Honky Tonk Man, but this shit was funny. He's yelling at somebody in the front row, like pointing at him, and while he does it, he goes
so confident. So confident is he that this maneuver cannot be reversed. That he doesn't even need to look. Well, and also Billy Gunn was in control of the match at this point, so I don't know why he was like, "I'm going to throw him to the rope. You trip him." That'll be how I
listen. They're addicted to cheating, you know.
Right? They've got heel brain. They can't. They can't help but they can't help but cheat. So what I think is really funny is Honky Tonk Man and Billy Gunn are in the ring and they're arguing, and then the Road Dogg comes out to nothing. He's got the crowd could not care less.
Yeah, no, but, well, they're all kind of they don't give a rip that
and
he's the roadie is coming to the ring right now.
He's talking and he's like, for anybody who doesn't know, look at the back of the jacket on the Titantron.
It says Road Dogg.
This is the Road Dogg on the Road Dogg, and then he takes a pause and he goes, "That's right, give it up for the dog," which really made me laugh. And he
the Road Dogg
essentially
really carries this whole thing.
Yeah, he's like, he keeps calling Billy Gunn Willie Will. He's like, "We've been jobbers here since day one." Billy Gunn, 3-time World Tag Team Champion. We've been
backstage. Billy Gunn's like, "Do we really gotta say the jobber thing?" Like, I'm pretty accomplished as a wrestler.
I've been around. He's like, "We're flat on our backs every night. Are you happy about that? You've got this old dinosaur managing you. I think you and I should team up. That could be money. I smell money." And Road Dogg or Honky Tonk Man tries to get Billy Gunn to come with him. Billy Gunn grabs the guitar, smashes Honky Tonk over the head. He joins with the Road Dogg, and it's not as exciting as it sounds here because the charisma isn't there. There is a little bit of juice here. Like the Road Dogg really does kind of sell it with this energy that he has.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Billy was not necessarily like. Billy was just being Billy Gunn, which he always does. Like he's just a dude. He's just like a big fucker who has some sort of physical charisma. But like the Road Dogg is the Road Dogg, and the Road Dogg like that. You knew what this, and then the Honky Tonk Man is just an old angry man. Do this whole thing. But I got a picture of them three in the ring. We got the Road Dogg in just an immaculate vest and do rag with the sunglasses pulled down. So let me ask you a question. Leading into this, was the Road Dogg doing this? Like, is this what is this him debuting his new like sly cool guy gimmick?
No. This is the look. I mean, the look is the look. He was a babyface prior to this. He looked like this guy. Yeah, but his gear was the same: the vest, the do-rag.
See, this is Akeem the African Dream walked so the Road Dogg Jesse James could run.
Yeah, and if we're talking about cultural appropriating wrestlers, Road Dogg instantly shoots to the top 5 of that list.
Road Dogg, he's above Scotty 2 Hotty in my opinion on that one. But Road Dogg like figured it out to where he could just get right up to the line, like he says the bad F word at one point, which we'll get to, but like we're not seeing him. He's not doing the jive turkey hand, and he's not like doing all these things.
Yeah.
He's appreciating the culture. And I'm gonna guess. I don't know this for sure. I'm guessing the brothers like the road dog.
I have no evidence. I have no. Unfortunately, that's not a thing that I can Wikipedia.
They're like, listen, dude, I don't want to admit it, but that guy's cool as shit.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we could get to it. Yeah, I think. So they form. So now we've got Billy Gunn and the Road Dog, but there's no name.
Yeah.
Right. As of now. So the next week we're looking at the first match that Billy Gunn and the Road Dog have as a team. They're taking on the Headbangers on Monday Night Raw. They don't have any music, and they're both still wearing like their old gimmick stuff. Like Billy Gunn still has his rockabilly pants, so they kind of look like they own like a crystal store in Arizona. Like, you know, like they sell dream catchers and stuff. Speaking of cultural appropriation, like they have a lot of Southwestern influenced things on their gear.
He does kind of have, well, and a little bit of like a little Aladdin vibes from Billy Gunn. I'm trying to get a picture up.
Oh yeah, kind of like a mariachi suit a little bit, but
yeah.
it's rhinestones too. He's got, you know, he's like not quite honky tonk man.
The fucking Road Dog, dude. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull up a picture. I just keep seeing the pictures. So yeah. This is their gear. So we got the Road
Dog's pants.
Dude, those pants are so sick, dude. That looks like my a Mexican friend's like tile floor.
Yeah, that's Tex-Mex, dude. That's you wear that in an Adobe house.
100%. And then we've got what Charlie Murphy was wearing when Rick James kicked him in the chest is what Billy Gunn is wearing. I mean, I think Billy Gunn looks pretty sick, to be honest. Like, I think both these guys look pretty fucking cool.
It's just like it's such a unique non-wrestler vibe that they're both giving off, you know.
Well, and that's what I appreciate about like these guys. Like a lot of the gimmick stinks, and we'll go through some of it. But like this is why I get so annoyed at like Drew McIntyre like coming out with a sword and like just being a big mean guy. It's like these are just two dudes, man, and like wrestlers nowadays they have to be Vikings. They can't just be a dude, you know? And I think that's why we love Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn so much. Like even like Cody Rhodes is like manufactured. At least CM Punk is like, you know, he's a douchebag, but like that's him, you know.
He seems like a dude, yeah.
But he's not coming out and like pretending to be like mysterious. I was carved from a rock in the
right
in the Netherlands. Like, shut up, dude. You're a fucking dude.
They're both like, man, being low on the card sucks. Maybe we should team up because we want to be higher on the card. Do you think that would work? And you're like, I relate to these guys.
You know what we should be? We should be awesome. Like that's just basically like they don't have to be like mysterious fucking, you know? Yeah. Anyway.
They have the ladies and gentlemen, and Road Dogg's walking him down to the ring, but they don't have the music yet. So it's like, and he does do and if you didn't know, you better call somebody. But then he goes back to the well. He tries to get a second bite of that apple. And he says, and if we're going to become the tag team champions, this is the first step on our road to become the champs. And if you don't know that, then you better page somebody. You got to not do that, Road Dogg.
Do you remember pagers, Dusty?
I do remember pagers.
Yeah. You don't. I was like, oh fuck, he's doing the line again.
You got to go out. You got to go out on top.
At least he didn't say call again. Like he changed it a little bit, but like it is redundant. We don't go back to the well on that line. I've just put up like a close up of when he said that. We've got late 90s. He's a little ahead of his time with those sunglasses. Those were huge in 2001.
Yeah, the Road Dogg's an innovator.
Black bandana. I thought he was wearing a hat. Take off the hat.
Well, he's got a bill on the back.
No, it's just a bandana. It's just a bandana.
Okay, it's still just a bandana.
It looks like a bill, but it's not. Yeah. So he's got black bandana. He's got black shirt, white collar on a crew neck, which was like big back then. That was a thing where like just the collar is a different color than the rest of the shirt. I think we should bring that back personally. But he looks like he's got a dip in, but it's gum. Like I think somebody's got to tell him to take the gum out of his mouth when he's doing his promos.
His
Brian's figuring it out though.
Yeah, they're working on it. This match is also nothing. There's like I don't even know that there's any wrestling moves from the New Age Outlaws here. The only thing that I took from this match is Billy Gunn is beating up one of the headbangers and he gives him like a pelvic thrust, and JR on commentary just goes, "What's with all the pelvic stuff?" It's disgusting and unnecessary.
I'm struggling with all the pelvic stuff. JR like this was early. This was before JR, or maybe like JR really turned it on for the main events, and these were like lower on the card. But like, this was before JR really. Well, never mind. No, it wasn't.
He's got some good lines.
We got a couple of the most iconic lines in the history of JR coming up. But this reminded me that I hated the Headbangers.
Right, Headbangers not your guys.
No,
back in 97.
The one that does the skank dance that like, but he just does it like the fastest skate dance that's ever been danced. Like he does it like you fast forwarded the VHS tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's got to pick it up. The match has only got 4 minutes, dude.
Bro, it drives me nuts. But there are also EMTs later in this, so we'll talk about that too.
Yeah. So the New Age Outlaws cheat. They smash the boombox on Thrasher's head to get the pin, and Billy Gunn is like, "Guess what? I'm giving you a concussion tonight, Thrasher. We're getting this goddamn team over." He smashes the shit out of Thrasher with this boombox. The referee, deaf and blind, because he doesn't see all the pieces of the boombox in the ring or hear the explosion of the boombox.
And the boombox is just everywhere. Yeah, like this is a debris field that is like the Titan submersible, you know, and it is all over the place. This thing exploded when he hit him with it.
It couldn't be more broken into a million pieces.
And JR's like, referee, there's pieces of the boombox all over. Look at the ref. Look at the pieces. Look at the guy on the ground.
And then this is where, after the match, perhaps the Road Dogg gets a little over his skis because he goes over to Vince and he starts yelling at Vince and Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, and he calls Jerry Lawler the word that you shouldn't call people.
The bad F word.
Yeah, and I was so shocked because I've not lived WWF 1997 in a while, and so I was like, "Whoa, Road Dogg, that is not a thing." He calls Vince a freak and Jim Ross a freak, and then calls Jerry Lawler the other thing, and that is wild.
And Jerry Lawler is just tickled pink about it. Like Jerry Lawler just thought it was funny as hell, and then he was like. He calls Jerry Lawler it. Jerry kind of looks at him for a second and then starts laughing, like genuinely seeming to be thinking it was funny, like because he's the heel announcer, so he has to like what just happened. And then he points at the ring and he's like, "I like that what you guys did in there."
Yeah. Well, and they're like, "Check it out. We're finally getting over. Look at us. You can't hold us down." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Well, you could have just said that. You didn't have to freak out on your boss and." You know,
listen, it's part of the deal. Let's take this opportunity. Well, yeah, I don't like it either, but it's part of the deal. You know, let's take this opportunity to say New Age Outlaws, pretty fucking sick name. It's a cool name.
Yes, they still don't have the name. They have not been christened as of yet, but that will work us. No, that will work us into the third thing that we watched. So. The New Age Outlaws versus the Legion of Doom for the WWF Tag Team Champions. 4 of your guys here, Andrew. You got the LOD and you got the New Age Outlaws. So they've been feuding with each other. The New Age Outlaws have made the Legion of Doom so angry that they've demanded that the title match that they were supposed to have at the pay-per-view be moved up to this show.
Yeah, you don't want to face generally an eager Legion of Doom.
Right. Yeah, the Legion of Doom that's been chomping at the bit. You want a sleepy Legion. You don't want a fired up Legion.
You want them fulfilling a professional obligation. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
You don't want to face the law in a grudge match. You know?
Yeah. Now they have the music, and they have part of the entrance, and then they come out, and the Road Dogg does a "Oh, what a flush," and they have the shoulder pads, and that infuriates the Legion of Doom even more. So they run down to the ring.
That's our thing.
Yeah, how dare you? The Legion of Doom kicked the shit out of these guys for like 90% of this match, which is good. The New Age Outlaws are, by definition, chicken shit heels. Like they deserve to get beaten up. You want to see them getting beaten up. Hawk hits a sick ass neck breaker on the Road Dogg, and then when the New Age Outlaws finally take over, it's because Hawk ran himself into the ring post. It wasn't even anything the New Age Outlaws did.
What a bump that! Well, the one of them got out of the way.
Yeah,
got out of the way.
Yeah.
The bump that Hawk took on that was like, oh boy, there are levels to this, aren't there? These guys were just like two bodyguards, and they ended up being professional wrestlers, and they ended up being one of the best goddamn tag teams that ever lived. And Hawk just threw his shoulder. They did it by throwing their shoulders into the post and just falling with reckless abandon straight to the floor.
Yes, throwing themselves out of the ring. So then they do a weird thing where like they're cheating, and they hit Hawk with the title belt, but that's only a 2 count. It's an odd placement of things in this match to me.
You gotta swerve him.
Then Billy misses a leg drop. We get a hot tag to Animal. Always want a hot tag to Animal. He hits a sick ass power slam on the Road Dogg, where it looked like Road Dogg didn't weigh 10 pounds to Animal. No. Can you the ref gets bumped in a way that I can believe, because one of the Legion of Doom runs into him, and those are thick boys. The Legion of Doom. So I can believe that ref is out. With Hawk shoulder blocked him. Then Legion of Doom go for the Doomsday device. The Road Dogg hits Animal with a chair in the back, and Billy rolls through. Another ref runs out. We get the 3 count. The New Age the as of unnamed team of Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Billy Gunn win the tag team titles from the Legion of Doom.
I don't like a normal like chair to the back, take an Animal out for like a 7 count. I don't like that.
Yeah, because the secondary route, like he was in that pin for a while. That's why I say the shot with the belt not being the finish is weird, because it was on 2 different guys. So, and like one chair shot, I've been led to believe will not hurt the Legion of Doom.
It shouldn't hurt the Legion of Doom. I mean, if you get him on the skull, I can see in kayfabe that hurting anybody. A flat to the back shot that the one Animal took should not take out Animal from the Legion of Doom. You know?
Right. Yeah. So it's funny, the camera follows them all the way through the backstage, because as soon as they win the belts, they fucking bolt, because they know the Legion of Doom's going to be on their ass. So they leave in their car, and they're escaping, and that's when Jim Ross says they're running out of here like a couple of outlaws. They just robbed, comparing it to robbing a bank, and that is where the New Age Outlaws name comes from. And I will agree with you, rubber stamp, that's a sick name.
It's a cool name, man. Like that's what always, when people talk about the New Age Outlaws, that's just when I was a kid. I didn't know who they were. Well, not when I was a kid. When I was a teenager, I didn't know who they were, but I was like, I bet those guys were pretty sick. Especially, I mean, Road Dogg, Jesse James, and badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. Like, there ain't a not cool thing about that entire nomenclature.
Funny thing happens. They jump in their car and they're trying to leave, but there's a limo coming into the arena at the exact same time that like cuts them off, which really hurt their momentum as they were trying to leave the arena.
Yeah, it's like making a typo when you're trying to tell a joke in text messages, or like when you stutter trying to get somebody back at something and you just can't.
Yeah, it's a tough recovery.
You're no longer cool.
The Outlaws can't ever be seen hitting the brakes That's not an Outlaws move, but they obviously got to give the right of way to that limo because it's probably got Steve Austin in it or somebody.
But that's Taker's limo, dude. We got to stop.
Then a really famous segment where the feud has continued with the Legion of Doom and the New Age Outlaws. They wrestle at the pay-per-view, but that ends in a disqualification. So they have a match on Raw, and we join it at the end where DX is wrestling the Legion of Doom, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And the New Age Outlaws run out at the end of this match, and they knock Hawk out with what is supposed to be ether, I assume, or chloroform. One of your classic wrestling gases.
Dude, I don't know if there was a better time for chloroform than the 90s. Like
that's how I knew what it was.
Chloroform was everywhere in the 90s. It's on what Jim Carrey movie does somebody get chloroformed? It's is it Ace Ventura?
It might be Ace Ventura. Yeah. It's either
I
Ace
think he's
Ventura.
wearing the tutu. Tutu and he chloroformed somebody.
I mean, that's how I knew what it was from a huge reliance on wrestling angles for chloroform.
And I think the reality of it is it takes like 30 minutes to put you out or something like that. How long? I'm gonna look it up. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, Hawk is dead, instantly dead. He gets one whiff of whatever, and they drag him in the ring, and then they shave Hawk's mohawk, like. Well, don't spit into Superman, or don't tug on Superman's cape. Don't spit into the wind. You don't shave off Hawk's mohawk.
No, you fucking don't do that. And I love the New Age Outlaws, but they crossed the line when they did this. It would take minutes of carefully monitored inhalation to bring about unconsciousness with chloroform.
Road dog on the back, no hooks in, just loosey goosey.
Listen,
touched
Brian's
it to Hawk's nose. Yeah, touched it to Hawk's nose. He's unconscious.
To be fair, Hawk was probably on a lot of inhalants already.
Sure,
so maybe this was just a straw breaking the camel's back.
You don't want to mix your guys.
I think Hawk liked to live right on the edge, so you just need a little bit of snake's venom to put you right over the top of the edge.
When your catchphrase on the back of my WWF card that I had for the Legion of Doom is "We snack on danger, we dine on death." Yeah. I could buy that you probably enjoy some extracurriculars,
every once in a while. Yeah, for sure.
So they low blow Animal. China attacks Animal, and then all four of them power bomb Animal from the apron through the table. That looked pretty good. And Animal's back is messed up and like non-kayfabe. He actually has a back injury, so he looked like he was in rough shape. When they cut back to Animal, he was like, "Fuck, I shouldn't agree to take that table bump."
Oh, Vince, you bitch! Get me out the jarheads.
Yeah, why'd you do that, Joe? That's a bad move, Joe. Another thing to add to the New Age Outlaws here. By the way, this gets huge heat. Like, the New Age Outlaws aren't cool here. DX is not cool here. There are huge Legion of Doom chants while this is happening in the ring. Like, they are legitimately despised bad guys. They are not cool bad guys at this moment, which I think is cool. But I do add, they are wearing South Park shirts. And it's a small thing, but South Park debuts in 1997, and they're already, like, they're kind of on the cutting edge of this thing that's cool, that's catching steam. So then,
it's very counterculture. It's very
and it's young people. Like, it's they're like on the pulse of this thing that's happening, and I think that's worth noting because that's I don't know if that's an organic thing. I'd have to imagine because they don't have a deal. Like, there's no crossover, So it's just they liked it.
That
maybe.
Was there's no TV crossover either because I think South Park was started on Comedy Central, right? So and I'm trying to think what network were they on at this point?
That's USA.
Yeah, I don't know.
Raw's on USA.
I don't know if there's crossover, but they're probably doing it of their own volition.
Yeah, and a lot of this is, I think, them taking the initiative to do their own stuff. and like trying to find ways to be interesting and original and all of that. So we get a brief the next so that sort of ends their feud with the Legion of Doom. They rematch with the Legion of Doom at Royal Rumble 1998, but that match is really a nothing burger. They retain the titles. I believe it's another disqualification finish. But after that, they're kind of done with the Legion of Doom, and so they move on. They've been kind of working a feud with Mick Foley and the three faces of Foley. And so I found a segment that's really short where they're in the bowels of the building because Mankind, of course, lives in the boiler room according to WWF lore.
He's just chilling in the boiler room.
He loves it down there.
Was the South Park thing 97 or 98 though? Were them wearing the shirts?
97.
97. Paramount owned both of them.
Okay, so maybe
USA and Comedy Central.
Maybe it is a little bit of something.
That probably just means they got it. That's how they got it clear. You know,
right.
I doubt they would have because just done it that way because they weren't that over. So like,
right.
if you're gonna do something, you're gonna put it on Triple H and Shawn Michaels or like on
right.
like
Stone Cold.
Yeah,
gets a Kenny shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
They attack the New Age Outlaws, find Mankind in the boiler room, and they attack him, and then they lock him in a walk-in freezer. And I don't know how Mick Foley got out. Maybe he I was thinking like, it's funny to me to imagine that in all these buildings, Mick Foley kind of just sets up his own spot. Like he's got a hot plate and he's got, like a little TV that he watches stuff on. And then they lock him in the lock-in and he's like, there's a lot of chicken cutlets in here. The Micker will eat good tonight.
Finally, something that matches the coldness in my heart.
Right.
He or like one of the culinary workers walks in and opens the thing and Mick's just sitting there. He's like, hey, Mark. And the guy's like, what are you doing in here, Mankind? And he's like, what do you know? New Age Outlaws, assholes. I
got locked in the freezer again, I'm telling you.
Sure am glad to see you.
Are these spare ribs? Are you going to cook those tonight?
Yeah. You gonna make that street corn you're always making?
I've heard a lot about it.
Anyway, say hi to the kids for me.
So of course now Mankind needs a partner, right? Who Mankind is too kind, so Mick Foley in his twisted brain is gonna become Cactus Jack. Who can fight the New Age Outlaws? Goddamn Cactus Jack, but he can't do it on his own.
Yeah.
So who does he need? Where the New Age Outlaws are beating up Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
And they're fighting him on the stage, and there's a conspicuous giant wooden box on the stage. And they throw Mick Foley into it, and then a chainsaw starts revving. And the box gets obliterated by this chainsaw, and it's out comes Chainsaw Charlie.
Yeah.
Terry Funk and pantyhose. Pantyhose over Terry Funk's face.
I went, that guy kind of moves like Terry Funk.
So you don't know anything about Chainsaw Charlie.
No, I assumed it was, hey, Terry, I need somebody to help me with these New Age Outlaws. And then Terry was like, all right, Mick, well, I think I can help you with, let me go get my chainsaw.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie, I'm just going to be hanging out. They have the same voice, you see.
Yeah. Well, they both now, to me, kind of sound like Morty. When Morty is very excited. I don't know about this, Rick.
I don't know, Rick. I've spent a lot of time in this freezer.
Yeah, Terry Funk comes in with Mick Foley, and he's like, I don't want to be Terry Funk. I want to be Chainsaw Charlie. And they're like, whatever, man. you do you, Terry Funk. Like, I imagine trying to get Terry Funk to explain the reasons behind any of the things that he does is like trying to teach your cat algebra, you know?
Yeah. Well, you see, pal, it's dangerous. The cool thing is the smell. You can smell the particulates coming out of just let me fucking do it.
Yeah. What's everyone more afraid of than a chainsaw? I was going to be Wood Chip William, but the wood chipper is a lot more difficult to man.
It's not very portable. You gotta steer them. You gotta kite them to the wood chipper.
Yeah.
This way, I bring the danger to them. You see. But
So of
to
course,
be honest, dude, chainsaw, very stupid wrestling weapon.
well, yeah, I mean it's because you can never use it.
You can't
right?
use it.
Yeah,
you can't use the weapon. It's like bringing a shotgun. It's like bringing. Wait, you know what? It's like bringing a giant sword to the ring.
Yeah, it's to the point. Terry Funk comes out in the chainsaw, and of course the New Age Outlaws are like, well, we're getting the fuck out of here. That old crazy man has a chainsaw.
Yeah.
They run off, and then Terry Funk uses the chainsaw to chainsaw the ring post for sparks.
And it's very clear that the chain is not moving on the chainsaw, and
yeah.
the sparks are coming out of like the wrong, like not anything near the blade. It's coming out of like the body of the chainsaw. It still looks cool that they've figured out how to get a chainsaw to like throw sparks like that, but very stupid. Very stupid.
Yeah. I think that it's one of those things where, like, on a base level, yes, we would all be afraid of a chainsaw, but in practice, it doesn't look as good as you would want it to look, because it can't be a real chainsaw.
It's goddamn
obviously.
Professional wrestling. You can't have a chainsaw. Like you're not gonna use it on anybody. Everybody knows you're not gonna use it on anybody. Don't sing about thinking about using it on anybody.
Right. So next is maybe one of the most famous segments that the New Age Outlaws were ever involved in.
Yeah.
So, Cactus Jack and Terry Funk, because they are the people they are, even though they are on the same team, are like, let's have ourselves a friendly battle to determine who's the most hardcore of them all.
Yeah.
So they're having this match on Monday Night Raw. Chainsaw Charlie is thrown into the dumpster. Cactus Jack climbs the Titantron to get high enough to where he can drop this elbow on his best friend,
Yeah.
And also tag partner that he needs to be able to fight the New Age Outlaws. He drops that elbow on him, and then the New Age Outlaws run out. They close the dumpster, and they're talking about pushing it down the ramp.
Yeah, and that threw me off so much. I didn't understand why the Chainsaw Charlie and Mick Foley were wrestling each other. And I'm like, what, did I miss something? What is happening? Why these guys are friends? Like,
look, dude, they're at best frenemies at all times.
Well, they're maniacs. Like, you know how like a lot of times you hate when you see yourself in other people. I think that's what it is. They're both like, that fucker's crazy, man.
Or
he talks weird.
They're just both up for a Donnybrook at any given time, So they close it up. They're like, should we push it down the ramp? And they're like, no, better idea. We're gonna push it off the stage. And so they get the momentum. They push the dumpster off the stage where there are some conveniently placed tables to break the fall of the dumpster. And of course the dumpster flips open, and Jim Ross has one of his legendary calls here. There's people in there. What's so great about that? So
I'm sick of what this thing that I love has become.
They do say that you either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain. Pro wrestling has become the villain.
God damn it, I bet that freaking son of a bitch Vince Russo's got something to do with this.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is the one thing that hurts this, because I can believe that getting pushed off the ramp, off the side of the ramp, like, what is that, like 4 or 5 feet maybe? It's not that far.
Yeah, it's not very far, but it seems like it would hurt.
It probably hurt, yeah. But there's a bunch, when they open the dumpster, there's a bunch of packing peanuts and garbage bags in there that are clearly there to lessen the fall, which I'm glad for as a human, for Terry Funk and Mick Foley, but it does limit the illusion a bit.
Well, I think those packing peanuts are there for show. I I think they're to fill in the thing because packing
Right.
peanuts are not going to break the fall of Mick Foley and Chainsaw Charlie. So I think it's more whatever's in these bags,
Yeah.
and then they just poured the packing peanuts on top of everything. But I don't think the packing peanuts are going to do shit for these guys.
So the locker room all comes out, right? Everybody
Thank God.
now.
It's always Pat Patterson.
Yep, it's me, Pat Patterson.
I do okay. I saved. I saved Shawn Michaels.
It's me, inaugural Intercontinental Champion Pat Patterson. Yeah, it's like Pat Patterson. I saw
the
Headbangers. I saw Bradshaw. Flash Funk is out there. All the guys you'd want. All the medical professional that you need.
Thank God Flash Funk's here.
Flash.
Nobody realized, but Flash is actually Terry's cousin. He's the long lost Funk cousin.
One of the Funk cousins. Of course, Jim Ross gets in while they're showing the replay. There's some idiot out there saying they learn how to fall. Being his favorite idiom to the straw man.
That's one of my favorite things in the world, man. Nah, there's just some idiot out there saying, "Oh, they know how to fall." No, this is serious. And Vince was very good at being out there, being concerned.
Yes, Vince McMahon played the role of concerned business owner. Who's like, oh man, independent contract status would not hold up in court if these guys decided to sue.
I will never recover from this financially.
Yeah. Luckily, it's Mick Foley and Terry Funk. I don't even know that they know there are lawyers out there.
At least it was the idiots, right?
Yeah. So Terry Funk is in there, and he's adding to this so much because he's just yelling, "My back!"
Yeah. He just keeps yelling it.
Yeah.
It was like, "Headbangers, help!
Mosh,
my back!
My back!
My back, Mosh!"
And then
call the Undertaker.
But not Kane. I don't think that he does funeral service.
You keep that big red freak away from me.
He didn't go to mortuary school.
He used to be a dentist, I know,
yeah.
but I do not need teeth work right now.
Yes, I'm aware they go to 4 years of medical school as well. But if you were on a plane and you said, "Is there a doctor?" you wouldn't be thinking of a dentist.
If a fucking dentist showed up, you'd be so pissed like I would be right now.
And then they cut to Vince, and the Road Dogg is trying to explain how he didn't think that pushing these two guys over the side of the ramp was like gonna turn out this bad.
The first thing was you see
he got caught trying to get a ball from the neighbor's yard.
Road Dogg goes, "Come on, Vince, you know me better than that." It's like, what? We saw you push these people with a smile on your face off of this ledge.
Yeah, if there's one thing you know about old Road Dogg Jesse James, it's that I draw the line at pushing people in dumpsters over the side of ramps. I've always said it.
It's the one thing I don't do.
Yeah, if you need to see my back tattoo about it, I'll show it to you again.
I told you, Vince. I will do anything for you except push two men off of a ledge in a dumpster with intent to hurt, with intent to harm.
Yeah.
I will do it, but I will not do it with intent to harm.
Yeah, I thought they'd be fine. My favorite thing is at the end, the WWF you can always count on them to find the best shot ever. They're going to break, and they zoom in on Mick Foley's hand doing the old hand twitch.
Nobody does the twitchy claw hand like Mick Foley. Like nobody because most people would do like the palsy hand, right? Most people would do like having a seizure hand. Yep. It's Terry Funk's hand, isn't it?
Is it Funk?
I think it's Terry, because I meant to say Terry Funk, because it reminded me of when Terry Funk in that ECW match was just stuck in all of the barbed wire,
and he was also screaming, "My eye,
my eye!" And he's and in that match with Sabu, and then the other ECW match when he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And the one where he's spinning with the fucking with the
And
ladder, that same one, he's in barbed wire. And he's going like this.
Yeah, he's some of our greatest hand acting done by Terry Funk.
Listen, the guy just knows what he's doing. You know,
He's a
Rest in
professional.
peace. We miss you, Terry.
Now this segment does get hurt. Like they do the whole ambulance thing, and I think there is like the crowd is not like messing around on this. They're not yelling stuff. I think there's like they buy this angle. What I couldn't find was at the end of this Raw. They didn't even wait one Raw. The end of this Raw, there's a big schmoz at the end. The New Age Outlaws come out. Steve Austin's in the ring. Mick Foley and Terry Funk return from the hospital wearing the hospital gowns with the IV things, attacking the New Age Outlaws. And I was like, you couldn't wait. Like, that's Vince Russo. You fucked it up. You gotta wait. Like, then it's funny. Then it's not serious anymore. And I know that kayfabe in 1998 is already tenuous, but like you just had a killer angle, man. Just leave it alone.
You gotta get him back on TV,
line.
dude.
Yeah, don't do the pager
line.
Don't
do the pager line.
Yeah. So the week after, we get the full entrance now. I've been tracking this. The week after the dumpster incident, the New Age Outlaws come out. They're in Kentucky Wildcat stuff, which I assume means that they're at the place where the Wildcats are the noted rival for Cheap, because that's Cheap Heat. Yeah, you want that. But they do the whole thing. They get the full entrance. They have the music, and they're like, I thought this was funny. We can talk about wrestling funny in a little bit. I thought that this was funny, where they're like, I'm getting like a weird feeling of deja vu. I'm up here on the ramp. It feels strange up here. And he's like, Road Dogg looks over the edge and he goes, is that a human foot? No, that's a hot dog. That's a half a hot dog.
He starts off and he's like, is that a foot down there? No. Is that a human? No, it's just a hot dog.
Half a hot. It's just a hot dog. Half a hot dog. It was really funny to me. And then they're like, we had so much fun doing it last week. Guess what? I lied. I love pushing people over the edge on dumpsters. They're like, we're going to do it again. And he goes, we got a new dumpster. This is the Cactus Jack condominium model, which I also thought was pretty funny. They call it Flight 666, Runway 69. We're classic 1998 shit.
And
right?
during this thing, his shirt says Road Dogg 420 or Dog 420 on the back of it.
There's last week during the tragedy, there were only 2 survivors, Co-Lieutenant Dog and Captain Ass. Like, you know, and they, of course, because it's 1998. Also, they bring out blow up dolls. Blow up dolls dressed as Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. They're hitting everything.
These guys they're just dickheads, dude.
Yeah, they're frat like dickhead dudes.
Yeah,
like before that became like an archetype that gets put everywhere, you know. But they're like you don't want to cheer these guys. Like even when they're funny, they're still assholes, right?
They're diabolical.
So they push over the dumpster again over the front this way, and then they have a dumpster cam inside to simulate the ride that Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie must have went on the previous week. Like, I thought there was some good funny stuff in here. I will give it to the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, I agree. I think Road Dogg is like a genuinely, like, he's a funny guy. Like a lot of the stuff that the New Age Outlaws did, and to be fair, is corny, and like a lot of it just especially when they interacted with not funny Triple H and Shawn Michaels,
right,
who just thought like they would just do dick jokes, you know. Then it devolved a little bit, but when it's the Road Dogg running the show, things are a little bit more, you know, he's got the fundamentals of funny down a little bit more.
So that same night, they've set up a 8-man tag for their upcoming pay-per-view. It's the New Age Outlaws and DX of Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus Austin, Owen Hart, Chainsaw Charlie, and Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
So the end of the night, DX and the New Age Outlaws have surrounded Steve Austin in the ring. And they're gonna like beat him up, and Austin has no partners, and of course he's standing tall because he's a goddamn rattlesnake.
Yeah, he's ready to get after it. Hook him up,
yeah,
boys.
Yeah, and then you hear the chainsaw.
Yeah,
and from under the ring, Chainsaw Charlie has cut a piece of the ring out so that he and Cactus Jack can escape from under the ring. I don't know that I'd want to be. I know the chain isn't on this chainsaw. I still don't know that I want to be in that close of quarters with Terry Funk while he's manning a chainsaw.
Maybe. I mean, Terry's a professional. You know,
first and foremost, he's a professional.
That's what we always knew about Terry Funk.
So they jump out of the ring, or out from the ring, and then Owen Hart just appears. Like he was like, "I'm not getting under the goddamn ring with you guys."
Yeah,
that is. I'm a professional. I'm the king of hearts. Not happening.
And it's just never mind.
yeah. There's a interview segment the next week where the Legion of Doom have split up, and Michael Cole, intrepid reporter as he ever was, is trying to get the New Age Outlaws to be like, don't you feel bad that you split the Legion of Doom up? Don't you, the terrible heels, feel bad about the Legion of Doom coming to an end? And Bro Dog cuts this promo where he goes, what they do doesn't cut it in the New Age. And we're the New Age Outlaws. For the 80s, for the 90s, whatever, man. Yeah. He goes, I'm half drunk right now. So they're like trying to get their shit in the car. And then, of course, Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie attack them. Again, it's very funny that like he's got this chainsaw, but all it does is make sparks. It doesn't cut any of the things that he's attacking it with. Like he attacks the car with it. And obviously it's not going to cut the car up, but it doesn't do anything. So
no, it's just sparking, not anywhere near where the chainsaw is making contact with the car.
Yeah, and then Billy Gunn kicks Terry Funk, and he falls over with the chainsaw. And I was like, "Please, Terry, don't kill yourself trying to get Chainsaw Charlie over." I thought Mick Foley attacking with the baseball bat at least looked pretty badass.
I was gonna say, thank God they had the bat, because there's no other reason for these guys because Because the funny thing for this gimmick would be to go, hey, asshole, I know that chainsaw doesn't work. Like, I know that's not a real chainsaw, but that would have been, it would have been like disparaging to Terry Funk to the nth degree. But you don't no-sell that gimmick, but I'm just saying. But at least they had something that was believably dangerous.
Right. Now, and that leads us to a thing that was very famous at the time. I remember, because I watched this WrestleMania. We're at WrestleMania 14. It's the New Age Outlaws, who are the tag team champions still, versus Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie in a dumpster match. Tag team dumpster match. Rules are there's a dumpster at ringside. You got to put both of the opponents in the dumpster, close the lid.
I hate gimmick matches, Dusty. I think I have I've always known that I hated gimmick matches, but I think I don't know if I've ever verbalized that I hate gimmick matches. Like gimmick matches meaning, sack of quarters on a stick match, which is it's very funny actually. I might take it back on that one. I don't like casket matches. I don't like buried alive matches. I don't like the dumpster match. I don't like the House of Horrors match, obviously. The graveyard match, I don't like. What other gimmick matches do we have here? Bra and panties matches, I don't like those.
Right. Chamber of Horrors.
Chamber of Horrors. There's multiple horrors. That sucked ass. But I like the tried and true. I like the cage match. I like the Hell in a Cell match.
Like a ladder match.
I like a ladder match. But it's just these you gotta put them in this thing, in this enclosure.
Right. You don't want a guy in a thing match.
I don't like a guy in a thing match. I don't think.
Well, and it really does oftentimes handicap the match because it's you can't work a cohesive wrestling match where the point is to put a dude in the dumpster,
Yeah. Because there's no pin situation. You got to pick his ass up, put him in the dumpster, and then he gets to fight his way out of the dumpster. And then, like, it's just this. They didn't even like do a horrible job in this one. It's just like I don't like these things, you know.
Yeah. The New Age Outlaws have airbrush shirts now. Rhodes Dog says Dog 420 on it.
Mm-hmm.
He likes that. I thought there was some good stuff in this match. Billy Gunn, I have to shout out. He gets hit with a cookie sheet and he sells that shot tremendously.
Yeah.
I think like they have Terry Funk in the dumpster and Cactus Jack is attacking and he hits Billy Gunn and Billy Gunn turns around, doesn't know Terry Funk's there. Funk lights him up with this cookie sheet and he takes this bump where he falls, like he turns, falls to his knees and then falls flat on his face.
Yeah, it's a really good bump. And the one thing that I have learned, because there's multiple situations in this program, apparently WWE just willy-nilly throws away cookie sheets. Like they're just they're just always in the dumpster, ready to smack somebody in the head with it. They're everywhere. That's the only thing they throw in the dumpster is cookie sheets.
And under the ring. Weirdly, what is the? Yeah. I understand.
Why is there a stop sign and a cookie sheet under the ring?
Yeah, there's some good bumps in this match. Funk gets backdropped into the dumpster, which I thought looked really cool.
Yeah,
there's a good, of course, Cactus Jack finds a ladder, and he climbs. Him and Billy Gunn climb the ladder. And then they get knocked off the ladder into the dumpster.
Terry falls backwards into the ladder and knocks them into the dumpster, which is cool.
And it looks like Mick Foley hit his ankle on the outside of the dumpster. Like he didn't get his leg in.
Damn it, my fucking ankle!
I thought I was going to be fine. This will probably be the worst bump I take off of something.
Yeah, that's the furthest I'm ever gonna fall. I can tell you that.
The bump of this match is the New Age Outlaws take control, and they're beating up Funk and Foley, and then they power bomb Terry Funk into the dumpster, and they like straight up spike his ass into this dumpster full of who knows what's in there. But like they basically javelin him into this thing, and then they go backstage and Terry Funk's gone for like minutes. Important to
I'm gonna take a siesta.
Yeah, the old Funker's a little tired now. Important to later, Funk has his Funk U University shirt ripped open. He's got he's got pants with suspenders. He's got his shirt. They rip his shirt so they can hit him with some chops. Put a pin in that. That'll be important later.
Yeah.
Jim Ross, of course, some fool sitting at home drinking beer saying, well, they know how to fall.
Went back to the well.
Yep. He knows what he's doing.
different day, so it's not egregious like y'all better pay somebody.
They get backstage. Terry Funk commandeers a forklift that is backstage that Foley and the Outlaws are fighting on. Foley hits a double arm DDT onto the pallet, and then they put both of the New Age Outlaws on it, and they find a dumpster backstage and pour them into the dumpster. And Funk puts the forklift tongs over the top of the dumpster, presumably trapping the New Age Outlaws for eternity.
This is another reason that kind of epitomizes why I don't like gimmick matches. Like, those fuckers just laid there on that pallet that was getting slowly pushed towards that dumpster in a dumpster match. And so Foley hit Billy Gunn with whatever that like DDT variant he does is. What's it called?
The double arm DDT.
The double arm DDT. And it looks cool and believable that Billy Gunn now incapacitated on the pallet.
Sure.
The Outlaw Jesse James had not that recently been hit like in the back with like a pan or like a cookie sheet. And I think what happened was the Micker realized that this spot was taking a little bit of time, and also he didn't have room to double arm DDT him on the pallet as well. So he
Right.
just threw Brian onto the pallet, and Brian was like, "Well, I guess I'm just on the pallet now."
I got to be knocked out, don't I?
Yeah, that's the spot. So like, it was a little clunky, but that's why gimmick matches stink, because it's like it goes against the logic of wrestling, and people have to figure out how to make this thing work, and it almost never works out perfectly, you know?
Yeah. The Cactus and Chainsaw win this match. 3.25 stars actually from Dave Meltzer. 10 minutes and 1 second. I believe that this may be. Yeah, it is tied for the highest rated match of WrestleMania 14, if that gives you any indication of the quality of
Jesus
WrestleMania
Christ!
14.
We gotta look at the card of WrestleMania 14. I
Yeah.
did see Mike Tyson on the poster.
This is the Tyson is the Enforcer pay-per-view.
So we've got Laud 2000. Why are we calling him Laud 2000?
Well, one day we'll cover it.
Okay.
One day we'll cover it.
Okay. And Sunny, God rest her soul, versus the Midnight Express, which is Bodacious Bart and Bombastic Bob with Jim Cornette. That is not the Midnight Express.
That is the new Midnight Express. That stinks.
Why is Jim letting that happen? I guess because it gets him paid, right?
Because he works at WWE, and they're like, hey, manage Bart Gunn and Bob Holly as the new Midnight Express.
Which one of these guys is Bobby Eaton? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got Taka Michinoku defeating Aguila. How do you say that?
Aguila, I believe.
Ava Aguila. Hold on, let me guess what the 3.25 star?
3.25 star.
It's got to be that one. Is it not that one? Oh,
No.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Austin and Michaels?
Austin and Michaels.
I didn't realize that Michaels was in the main event. Triple H with Chyna defeating Owen Hart. I mean, that could be a good match. What'd that get?
That got 3 stars.
Mark Marrow and Sable defeating the artist formerly known as Goldust and Luna Vachon. I bet that stunk. How'd that go?
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that was ass.
What do you think about that guy? Let's see. That is. Oh, that actually got 3 stars.
Oh, nice. Good for them.
Yeah.
The Rock defeating Ken Shamrock by DQ. Is that the one that was in like a little shitty like cage, like a MMA cage?
No, this is just a standard.
Okay, so
match.
that's something later on that
Yeah.
I saw. This is SummerSlam. That's SummerSlam. Okay. Yeah. How'd that one do?
1.5 stars.
It's a 5-minute DQ. That's actually pretty good for a 5-minute DQ.
Yeah. They had good chemistry. They just I don't know why this match is only 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then the one that we're talking about, obviously, New Age Outlaws and Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. Undertaker defeating Kane with Paul Bearer.
Yep.
How'd that one do?
1.5 stars.
Oh, fucking Christ. I meant to ask this earlier. I know this is way out of order, but Honky Tonk Man gets hit by his own guitar in the first thing that we watched. Is there a person on the planet that's taken more guitars to the forehead than the Honky Tonk Man? Because he's the guy that brings the guitar, right?
Right, yeah. He's always got the guitar.
Face in the doo-doo happens,
Yeah.
I'm guessing pretty often because he was a heel, right?
Yeah, I would venture to guess that Jeff Jarrett has probably put up
That was my question.
Numbers.
Wait, has Jeff Jarrett or because it has to be one of those two has been hit with the most guitars.
It's definitely Jeff Jarrett because he would do it a lot, and he.
That's why we love him, dude.
That's I believe it was Mike Graham, departed Mike Graham, who once said he broke 1 million guitars over 1 million guys' heads, and no one cared. So,
man. Fuck Mike Graham, dude. I cared.
Either an opponent of Jeff Jarrett that was a frequent opponent, or Jeff Jarrett himself probably has that number one spot.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's got to be the guy himself.
Yeah.
because they are always in the situation with the guitar. You know, like you got to have the guitar in the ring to get hit in the head with that guitar. So like,
well, and you got to remember he's got years of TNA wrestling where he was like the number one guy in spite of everyone being like, maybe you shouldn't be the main guy. And he's just all of Jeff Jarrett's worst instincts, TNA wrestling main events of the 2000s. So
that was after he was WCW champion.
That's after
and everybody was like, maybe you shouldn't be the main guy.
yeah, maybe you shouldn't be the main guy. Then he started his own company, and he's like, who gets to be the main guy in this company? Hold on, it's me.
It's
Jeff Jarrett,
dude. Listen. I
yeah,
man.
Who among us? You know,
I was we got to, didn't we get to see him at that AEW show? Wasn't he there?
He might have been. He might have.
I
yes,
think he was there.
He was there
because I think I walked out going, I got to see Jeff Jarrett and Sting and Dean Malenko.
Yeah, and I saw Jeff Jarrett at the 1996 Royal Rumble. So you know, I've been around.
Who won that one?
I think Jeff Jarrett won, or he lost by disqualification because he hit someone in the head with a guitar. So
hell yeah, dude. No, who won the Royal Rumble?
Oh, that's the Shawn Michaels year when Shawn Michaels won. When we remember, Tell Me a Lie. Is Shawn coming back?
Yeah, that's the one we watched.
That's the one we watched.
That's the program that we watched. Okay.
All right. So, dumpster filled with New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
They win the match. Turns out they did not use the official dumpster. There's an official dumpster and an unofficial dumpster. Wrestling logic at its finest. Like there was a lawyer running in the next night with an injunction. No.
Well, that's literally what JR said on the thing, that there was some lawyer came in and stopped everything.
The fancy lawyers of the New Age Outlaws were like, Your Honor, yes, my clients were deposited in a dumpster, but if you'll look here, you will clearly see that this dumpster is not regulated to be a proper dumpster to put your opponent in.
Yeah.
So they demand a rematch. So the next night on Raw, we get Cactus Jack and Terry Funk versus the New Age Outlaws in a steel cage. Big blue cage. One of the last, I don't think the very last, but one of the last instances of the big blue cage. As you'll remember for the previous match, I pointed out Terry Funk gets his shirt ripped wearing the same shirt the next night.
Why would he wear a different shirt?
Why would he do a different thing? That just makes me think that all night he was just wearing what he wore to WrestleMania.
You think Chainsaw Charlie's going to change shirts? You know?
He's only got the one.
Yeah.
He's only got the one shirt. This is nothing essentially. It's a storyline match, but because Cactus Jack is Cactus Jack, he still gets backdropped into the cage. Like he's still taking relatively hard bumps for what is like nothing match.
Was it? Oh, we didn't talk about the in the dumpster match. The Micker is standing on the by the turnbuckle, and the Road Dog is standing right by the dumpster, and they're just kind of looking at each other.
Yeah,
like the Micker is like above the Road Dog because the Mick is on the turnbuckle area on the apron, and they're just looking at each other because they're waiting because the spot they planned was that Billy Gunn slides in and kicks the Road Dog out of the way while the Micker's trying to do a front flip for somehow like some crazy thing on, and so he finally like you hear the Mick say something, and I think Mick goes right because he's like Billy, like I'm standing here staring at this fucking guy. Yeah. And Billy Gunn comes in, slides in, kicks him, and he front flips onto the thing. But now in this match, the cage match, you say because Mick Foley's Mick Foley, he does the backdrop. Because Terry Funk is Terry Funk, he is immediately incapacitated via they take handcuffs and they wrap them around his neck.
Yeah.
And handcuff him via the neck to the cage, and he is standing on the bottom rope this whole time. So, like, if he slips off that bottom rope, that might be a picture wrap on old Terry Funk.
On the old Funker. Well, and I forgot to mention, he's got a gnarly bruise on like his lower back / kidney area from the previous night when I assume he got power bombed to death inside of that dumpster. It's like a giant red welt on his lower back. So they do tie up Terry Funk to the cage, and then Cactus makes a comeback and tries to escape. But X-Pac, who had returned to the WWF earlier in the night from WCW to join Triple H, Triple H takes over as the head of D-Generation X because Shawn Michaels retired after WrestleMania 14. He brings back X-Pac. X-Pac runs out and just blasts Mick like 2 or 3 times in the head with a chair, while Foley's leaning his head over the cage trying to escape.
Yeah.
And he falls back into the ring. They spike power drive him on the chair for good measure. And the New Age Outlaws, the Road Dogg does a worm, precursor to Scotty 2 Hotty. He worms into the pin. The New Age Outlaws regain their World Tag Team titles the night after WrestleMania.
And Terry Funk was doing the very Terry Funk thing of, even though his neck is affixed to the cage, he is still swinging, trying to punch people.
He's struggling against the thing for his old pal. Then they beat down Cactus Jack. They give him a Bronco Buster in the corner, and then just an unprotected chair shot to the head for an old coup de grace for the Micker.
I don't know if it was at this match that JR was like, I wish I had $1 for every concussion this guy's had. Vince was probably like, bro,
don't say concussion.
Cool it. These people are gonna fucking sue me one of these days.
Yep.
And they're gonna bring that up immediately.
Yeah. It was just every one of these, and there's another one coming up where I'm just like, dude, Mick, you got to take a night off, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need it. So now the New Age Outlaws have joined D-Generation X. And you might say, Dusty, what a great thing to have DX with the New Age Outlaws and Triple H and X-Pac and China. It all fits together. And I would say to you that is the day that the true New Age Outlaws died.
Yep. It was probably good for their money. It was probably good for these two guys.
They sold so many T-shirts.
Yeah.
A million T-shirts.
I was thinking about that, though, because like I said earlier, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, not funny. They're not funny guys. They're good wrestlers. Like, Triple H is a really cool, like his matches in his 40s and 50s were ass, but Triple H is awesome, you know.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest to ever do it. Neither of them funny dudes. And for some reason, they decided they were going to do a funny gimmick.
Right.
And so that meant that they're just going to talk about wieners constantly. And now the New Age Outlaws, who are led by actual funny guy, Brian Armstrong, now are playing second fiddle to not funny guys. They're on the X-Pac. They're on the X-Pac. They're on the level of X-Pac now.
Right. Well, and they're sucked into the trajectory of unfunniness. Like, imagine that you're having to pitch to Triple H, you know, like what Triple H thinks is funny versus what you think is funny. You're not going to win that battle. And they become also Rands in DX. Like, there's clearly a hierarchy of who's important in that group, right?
Yeah.
But one of the most famous segments in the history of wrestling involves D-Generation X featuring the New Age Outlaws, so I had to put it here. Even though they don't really do anything in it, it is, of course, when DX invades WCW. So WCW and WWF are running shows like 40 miles apart or something in Virginia or nearby. I know WCW was in Norfolk, Virginia. I don't remember if WWF was also in Virginia or just nearby where they could get there. So the DX guys dress up in camo, and Billy Gunn standing over the tank gun. All right, I'll give you that. You know,
and they're all like, they're standing in line and they're making a bunch of dick jokes, and they're like, and we're gonna blow them up.
Yeah,
and like, it's 90s cool, like shitheadery, basically. Like, it is an American Pie movie
If Woodstock '99 had a comedy troupe, that's
it would have
what
been DX in this. Yeah,
that's the comedy here. But they
don't even have room for Road Dogg on the tank.
Yeah, because there's a guy who's not in DX driving the tank. They did not allow anyone from DX to man the tank.
We're not letting Road Dogg drive this tank.
No.
Who's not on pills? Raise your hand. Nobody fucking raises their hand.
They go to the WCW site, and of course they're like, "Do you think Eric Bischoff sucks? Do you think WCW sucks?" Guy standing in line for WCW. Yes.
Yeah.
They're talking about the free tickets that are being given away, and they've got a bullhorn. And all I could think was the poor people that work at the Norfolk Scope that are like just the ticket takers have now got to deal with these jackasses coming and like interrupting their day. Like those dudes just work there.
And I kept thinking of this as as a performer, meaning like I've had to go out and like film stuff where people are, and you're trying to like get people to take part in the thing that you're doing, and they're annoying. Like you just feel like you're bugging people. Like I was just like, any of these guys in DX, if they have any integrity at all, are hating what they're doing right now.
I don't think those guys have the same shame button that we have, which is bad. It's good to realize you're bothering people, but I don't think those guys have that.
No, well, and they were all. I mean, they were all on. Well, I don't know if Road Dogg was probably also on steroids. Let's be honest, he's huge, but he wasn't like shredded like everybody else. I don't know if has X-Pac ever admitted doing steroids.
I believe so. Yeah, I mean, he had abs for days, like crazy abs.
Yeah, for sure. So like. But they're all hopped up. They're doing drugs for sure. They're doing drugs. They're all just having fun, you know. And it's the '90s. It's a different world.
And the thing is here, I don't know that in retrospect this like ages well. Like obviously it doesn't. I did but they go to take the tank down to where the talent come in, and they're like, they're shutting the gate on us. And they're like trying to roll this tank into the WCW production area. And there's all these stories about Nash and Hall trying to get the guys to open the gate. Cause they're like, imagine now we're on WWF TV. Like we're getting time on their television.
And if you open the gate and like, you know, the outsiders are standing there ready to beat some ass, and like the fight never happens, then DX loses and WCW wins. Like, I completely agree that would have been smart.
Yeah, or they were like, send Haku out there against him. But yeah, so Bischoff does say one of his big mistakes is
Steve Blackman.
Yeah, send Steve Mongo McMichael. They. Like one of his big
Bischoff
regrets
admits that it was
it was an error to not open the gate.
Yeah, it is
because they look bad. They look bad on that end of it. Whereas if you had opened it, then what do you do? Then you've sort of diffused what DX is trying to do, right?
And I don't think it ages well in the sense that like people are like, oh man, these guys are awesome entertainers. Like it's a bunch of shitheads. But I think it does age well in the anarchy of it and the like. The fact that they really were at a WCW event, like filming shit and like all that stuff. I think that ages well.
Yeah, I think when I say it doesn't age well, I think it's like people. It is a you had to be there kind of thing. Like watching it live, it was crazy that they're talking about WCW. They're at the WCW show. That's not a thing that ever happened, you know. And they always did it the cool way. At WCW, it always seemed like they did it the lame way. Which is like the ultimate story of WC. Like when Eric Bischoff challenged Vince to come on pay-per-view and fight him in a WCW ring, that was never going to happen. You look like an idiot. But
they did a couple cool things like Bischoff coming out and holding up the sign that says Vince hates ratings. And like little things like that. But yeah, overall WCW just tried a little bit too hard to be cool. Yeah. And like the WWE in this thing that they're doing here is them trying to be cool, but it ended up working out.
It also succeeded, yeah. So the summer of 1998 is like a crazy time for tag team wrestling, weirdly. And like we said, the New Age Outlaws are crazy over, and they're selling a ton of merch, but they're also in the mix with the main event guys.
Yeah.
And so we watched the New Age Outlaws versus Kane and Mankind from Monday Night Raw. The Outlaws come out. Now it is the full gimmick. They're so goddamn over. Whenever the music hits and the you didn't know, and he does the whole thing, the intro, the crowd is 100% with him. I also appreciate the Road Dogg Jesse James because he's giving us throughout this series, he's given us a series of hat looks that are almost unparalleled.
Bro, the one shot of when he would do the his hair like up.
Yeah.
The Road Dogg looked cool as shit sometimes, dude. He really did.
He this time he has like a baseball visor. It's like a DX with like Velcro around the back so his dreads can still come out. Because of course he's pimping every piece of merch they have.
He had bucket hats at one point too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So many hat looks from the Road Dogg. This is, of course.
I got the bucket hat. Hold on.
Okay, yeah. I need to see that bucket hat.
Look at this thing, dude. Look at that thing.
And in 1998, if I could have bought that bucket hat, I certainly would have bought that bucket hat.
Dude, he was just people. If you introduced people to the Road Dogg Jesse James today, people would be like, "That's the corniest, dumbest shit in the world." But you have to put yourself in the mindset of the 90s, the like mid to late 90s. That was the coolest shit in the world.
Yeah, bucket hats were new. It was new hat technology that we hadn't seen. So
they just figured out how to make a bucket.
Yeah. What if a hat was a bucket?
That's an abstract thought.
This is, of course, a battle of two of the all-time T-shirt wrestlers in history. Reunited, the Road Dogg versus Mick Foley.
100%. Yeah.
Mount Rushmore level T-shirt wrestler. So this is after the King of the Ring, where Mick Foley, I don't know if you heard, had famously been thrown off the goddamn cell. And so his shoulder's all fucked up. So, of course, the New Age Outlaws immediately start working his shoulder over.
They're dickheads, dude.
Yeah, this is the first time I see the Road Dogg do the shake, rattle, and roll, the punches, where he does the punch, and then the little shimmy. We didn't get any, what do you call them? The rockin' knees, the rockin' knees from the shaky knees from the Road Dogg.
I forgot about the shaky knees. I forgot about that.
Legendary.
The legendary shaky knees.
This is during when Degeneration X is also fighting the Nation of Domination. So in the course of this 7-minute match, The Rock and Owen Hart come out. DX comes out to fight those guys. D'Lo Brown sneaks in the ring to frog splash the Road Dogg, and that lets Kane hit the Road Dogg with. Yeah, Kane hit.
Go ahead.
Hit the Road Dogg with a tombstone, and Kane and Mankind win the World Tag Team titles, ending pretty much the streak from November of the New Age Outlaws being the champs. Go ahead.
There were so many people involved in this match. It's just you're like D'Lo Brown coming from the top, and then all these random ass Farouk is in there, and so this is Road Dogg with bucket hat with braids pulled through the bucket hat.
Yeah,
over the top.
Imagine his joy when he's like, people can still see my hair through the hat.
It's genius. That's a whole new level of technology. This is Isaac Newton stuff. Well, not even an inventor. I picked a non-inventor. This is Leonardo da Vinci stuff.
Yeah.
I also noticed that's a USMC tattoo on his arm. We got ourselves a veteran.
He did serve. We thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, Road Dogg. We appreciate you.
And of course,
you're on the front lines.
Yeah,
And it's the Road Dogg Jesse James on the other side.
Hitting him with the shaky knees, dude.
Yeah, dude.
In a combat mission.
He also looks like, have you ever seen Sean Penn's brother Chris? I think his name's Chris Penn.
Yes, dearly.
He looks like Chris Penn in that picture.
Departed Chris Penn.
Did Chris Penn die?
Oh yeah, I think Chris Penn's been dead for a long time.
Oh man, I got a funeral to go to. Yeah, he died in 2006.
Yeah.
I just remember him from Beethoven. Was it Beethoven?
Yes, he is in Beethoven. He's also in Reservoir Dogs. Famously,
yeah, I know him from
Reservoir
Beethoven.
Dogs. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say I know him from Beethoven.
Beethoven's second, to be exact.
Yes.
Floyd.
Where Beethoven gets a lady. Good for Beethoven. Dude. We got to give him a lady.
Beethoven, B-A-E.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so the last match we watched was SummerSlam 1998. The New Age Outlaws are supposed to face Kane and Mankind, but Kane has aligned with The Undertaker and no longer wants to hang out with Mankind. He's done with the boiler rooms. He's living in the penthouse.
Yeah, it's kind of the room. That's kind of the move, you know?
Yeah. You want to go from the boiler room to the penthouse. Moving on up. But this, of course, a no disqualification match, because why wouldn't you want to do that to Mick Foley?
Chainsaw Charlie is just out doing odd jobs.
Yeah. Well, they broke up. They had a tiff.
Only one of us can talk like this. Then it's gonna be me.
They chained me to a goddamn cage, Mick.
You didn't do dick about it, Mick. I was swinging and swinging trying to save your ass.
The New Age Outlaws come out with a baby dumpster, little guy, little dumpster.
We gotta let go of the dumpster thing, but I understand we're still kind of in the middle of it.
The pager, you see.
Yeah.
So, this is all not nothing, I guess, but they're just basically beating the dog shit out of Mick Foley for about 10 minutes. They take turns hitting him with a cookie sheet. Both of them have cookie sheets, and they're just bashing Mick in the head with them. And Jim Ross just takes a beat, and he just goes, sad.
Yeah. He's like, this is... I don't know why we're watching this. I don't know why I do this for a living.
They set up a tiny table. Also, everything in this match is a miniature version of what the normal of what it should be. Like, they get a tiny table. They power bomb Mick Foley through 2 chairs. I'm going to go ahead and say, Billy Gunn, bad power bomb technique, because both of the power bombs I've seen him do, he straight up throws the guy towards the earth. Like, while he's like, instead of laying them on their back, he's I don't know, the power bomb's a move old Billy Gunn does quite a lot.
Wouldn't Nash do that every once in a while, where he just chucks them instead of throwing them flat?
Yeah,
I think it was Nash. I don't think it was Hall. I think it was Nash that would do that. Because Hall did the fucking
the outsider edge, the razor's edge,
which is stupid because you got to keep your arms like straight and like tight to help him do that.
He's too strong. You can't get out. That's wrestling logic. Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
And then of course they use Andrew's favorite move. None of this stuff beats Mick Foley. So finally they get the belt, the one belt that they got because only Mick Foley came out, and they spike Power Drive Mick Foley on that belt to pick up the win and win their tag titles back. And then the Road Dogg does his whole thing, because the crowd, of course, will never get tired of the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And then they throw as if it wasn't enough, then they throw Mankind in the dumpster. And then they go to leave, but turns out Kane was in the dumpster the whole time, just letting it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just, they're gonna be so fucking freaked out when I pop out at the end, dude.
Just being a bad friend. And
I hope Mick's okay, but they're gonna be freaked out when I pop up at the end.
He gets a sledgehammer out of the dumpster, and then presumably, because they don't show it, murders Mick Foley with this sledgehammer. And then the New Age Outlaws run away, and Jim Ross is just yelling, "Damn Kane! Damn him!"
Damn him to hell. I guess actually that's where he wants to be.
Yeah, that's what he likes. This, of course, only got 1 star. because how do you even rate this match really?
Yeah.
On a pretty decent SummerSlam '98, a big deal. Undertaker versus Stone Cold. They called it the Highway to Hell. It's pretty dope.
Okay.
But like I said, the tag titles had been like in a weird situation. So the New Age Outlaws won them in that cage match. Then they lost them to Kane and Mankind, who lost them to Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker, who lost them back to Kane and Mankind, who lost them to the New Age Outlaws. All of that took place in less than a month, basically. All those title changes. Because over the summer, they were just like, what if Stone Cold and The Undertaker were a team? What if Kane and Mankind
That'll sell
were a
some
team?
T-shirts.
Yeah, we'll get some pub off of that. So like the New Age Outlaws are in that main event mix. That's how over they are. But they're not really doing a lot post this. The next month they're in a 6-man tag against Jeff Jarrett and the Godwins. The month after that, they wrestle the Headbangers to a disqualification. And then the month after that, at Survivor Series 1998, which you'll recall, Andrew, is a deadly game.
Oh, it's a deadly game. I forgot about that one.
They defeated D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry and the Headbangers. So then they lose the tag titles to Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock, yet another ramshackle team at the end of the year. And then weirdly, like they kind of split into doing singles runs at the beginning of 1999. So the Road Dogg out of nowhere wins the hardcore title at the end of 1998. And Billy Gunn is trying to win the Intercontinental title from Ken Shamrock. And then in early 99, they flip it. And wouldn't you know, the Road Dogg wins the Intercontinental Championship and Billy Gunn wins the hardcore title. Some classic Vince Russo shit. You flipped it on him.
Just flip them.
You swerve
the old flipperoonie.
The old flipperoonie. They don't wrestle together at WrestleMania. They both have separate matches. And then at the next pay-per-view, they win a number one contenders match by beating Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart. And they lose that match. And then Billy Gunn just kind of turns on Road Dogg. Like there's not an angle. There's not like a huge thing. I could barely find any reason that they broke up at all. It was just like 1 week they just aren't together anymore. And that's kind of it. Like,
well, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube with these guys wrestling singles matches. I know they probably got a little too big for their britches, and they were like, I could carry this on my own. But like, I know like Billy Gunn has had like he wasn't always a tag team wrestler, but I mean even with the Bart stuff, he was a tag team wrestler, and they got super over as a tag team. It's really hard. Like imagine if Xavier Woods started wrestling singles matches tomorrow.
Yeah. I just think I think that Vince really thought that Billy Gunn could be like a big star, because at the next pay-per-view, so they break up in April, and then at the May pay-per-view, Over the Edge 1999, which is infamously the event where Owen Hart passed away, the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn have like their first singles match. Billy Gunn wins that match, and then they're supposed to feud going into the King of the Ring, right? So King of the Ring 1999, in the bracket you have X-Pac, Billy Gunn, who's going by Mr. Ass now, Road Dogg, and China. You've got all the ancillary members of the of DX in this tournament.
Yeah.
You would figure, because Road Dogg and Billy Gunn are on opposite ends of this tournament, that's the final. Probably. No. X-Pac defeats Road Dogg in the second round to go to the finals against Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn beats X-Pac instead of beating Road Dogg to become the King of the Ring 1999 in what is truly one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever watched. Like King of the Ring 1999 is dog shit almost the whole way through. The highest rated match of the entire show is 2.5 stars for Steve Austin versus Vince and Shane McMahon in a ladder match.
That actually sounds pretty sick.
And this has The Rock versus The Undertaker. It's just the King of the Ring tournament is terrible. Here's the ratings. Dud, -1 star, half a star, a star and 3/4, 2.25 star, half a star, 3/4 of a star. That's it.
Well, listen. You know me. I hate long matches, but okay. So, Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me? Do you have all of it in front of you?
I do have it in front of me. Yeah.
There was one decently long match in this tournament.
Yeah, which of course featured the guys that you would want to see have a decently long match. Kane.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about because. Kane
I missed that one. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, Kane defeated the Big Show in 6 minutes and 36 seconds. There's a 13-minute and 21-second match in this. So, listen to this. The King of the Ring quarterfinals matches, the times are 3 minutes, 2 seconds, 6 minutes, 36 seconds, 3 minutes, 37 seconds, 13 minutes, 21 seconds. So one of those matches is longer than all of the rest of those matches combined. And, of course, that is the Road Dogg defeating China.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Well, and the final of the King of the Ring, to put over your guy, you want to crown Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Your new guy. 5 minutes and 33 seconds, beating X-Pac. What did he do? He beat Ken Shamrock in 3 minutes and 37 seconds. He defeated Kane in 5 minutes. So we're looking at 13 minutes of ring time, 15 minutes if you're generous, to the
about the same amount of time that it took for the Road Dogg to beat China.
Yeah, that's great. I told King of the Ring 99, one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever seen.
I wonder if they just ran the light. I wonder if they just kept going like, we're painting pictures here. Like they just kept going.
We're cooking. And then of course at Fully Loaded 99, the next month pay-per-view, the Road Dogg and X-Pac defeated Billy Gunn in China to get the DX merchandise rights. Got to make sure we're getting that money, baby.
That's what they were
fighting
stipulation
for.
Was.
Yep. One of us is going to get to keep selling DX shirts and getting that sweet residual. Probably worth fighting for. Probably want to win that match more than I want to win the King of the Ring.
That's a very noble. I mean, that's a very believable. You'd want to beat somebody up for it, but it's also a very stupid match stipulation.
Yeah. So the breakup only lasts a few months. I think pretty quickly. Billy Gunn has a really terrible feud with The Rock, where The Rock essentially buries Billy Gunn on the mic for being a nobody. And so they're like, shit, that was the guy. So now they don't have a guy. So by, I believe it's September, they're back together. They broke up in April. By September, they'd put the New Age Outlaws back together. And they've reformed DX as a heel group. But that's where we cut it off, because that's what we've really covered is the golden age of the New Age Outlaws. Like, every time that they put them back together, it was just worse and it was less good.
So if we're talking chronological, if we're talking like time, how long was the good period of the New Age Outlaws?
The golden run, I would say, from October 97 to the first breakup is April 99. And if you really want, if you're thinking of them joining DX as kind of the death knell of like the cool New Age Outlaws, we're talking to October 97 to April 98. So
I think it's the when their potential got a ceiling.
yeah,
But I think that they still, I mean, it's still the Road Dogg coming out and putting his braids through his bucket hat. So
through his bucket hat. Yeah,
there's still some cool shit happening,
yeah,
but it is definitely capped.
minimized. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So this is the episode that you specifically were riding hard for, and I tried. I tried to find the good New Age Outlaw matches. We watched them. I looked
Yeah.
through all their stuff, and we covered their two big feuds with the LOD and with Mick Foley and Terry Funk. So where do you land?
Mostly unchanged. I think
Okay,
what it is, because most of this was bad. Like the matches were not good at all for the most part. Like that
yeah,
one 3 1/4 was that the dumpster match
the
was pretty
dumpster
good.
match.
But
Yeah,
like it's like because a lot of the uh things to love about the New Age Outlaws were the stupid segments, them coming out, like stuff that you would have had to dig and dig and dig and dig to find, and like these
right.
little like bullshit clips and stuff like that. We saw the wrestling, like the professional wrestling work of the New Age Outlaws, getting angles going, cutting promos and matches, and the promo stuff was fine, especially for the '90s. Some of it was good, some of it was funny, like we talked about. The matches we knew weren't going to be good, but nobody was
Yeah.
like we so yeah. I would say I still love the New Age Outlaws. I even when I loved them previously, I knew that there was a lot of corny stuff that I can't really stand behind. I want to know how, like, did you think these were the coolest guys in the world at the time?
I thought them it was very cool. Like they were in the cool group, like
Yeah.
they were irreverent, shitty heels that became like irreverent baby faces. Where but a lot of their stuff, even stuff I cut out, like they do a parody of the Nation of Domination that is really not
Insensitive.
aged well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but that's most of their stuff. Like you said, it's all it's not all sizzle no steak, because Billy Gunn is a really good, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
But the matches are not the things to remember about the New Age Outlaws. Like nobody's thinking back and like, man, I really liked that New Age Outlaws match that I watched. It's all about
No.
the vibes. This is the ultimate vibes tag team.
Yeah, and they represented. I think my favorite thing about them is they kind of represent the aura of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Beyond like Stone Cold represents the Attitude Era to pretty
Yeah.
much everybody, but in terms of like the cool guys in the crowd, or like they were like almost the populist heroes.
Yeah. We have elected
Attitude
them.
Era.
We've elected them as our champions.
If they were just the coolest guys in the room, like they were just, and it's now you look at it and they don't seem like the coolest guys in the room.
Well, and it's
but you have to put yourself in those shoes.
It's again, the Attitude Era, that is the magic, is because most of the wrestling is not very good. But it's like if you watched Raw, it was like, okay, you get to see the crazy shit Stone Cold's up to. Mick Foley's going to probably take some crazy bump. The Undertaker's there. Then you got the New Age Outlaws and DX, and those are your funny guys. And that's the sing along crowd dudes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they played an integral part, and they're like one of the based on success, they're one of the best tag teams of all time. It's just there's not a singular match that you point to for the New Age Outlaws and go, that's the match I would show somebody. I wouldn't show them any of these matches. I'd show them the segment where they push the dumpster over the side.
You got to show them promos. You got to show a lot of entrances. You just got to show, look at what they're wearing.
Yeah, or listen to the crowd. Listen to how crazy the crowd is for these guys. So
well, and that's one of the coolest things about it was for the early stuff, the crowd was like a zero in this whole thing. Like there were even like parts during the first Foley match where like the crowd was not reacting hardly at all to what they were doing. But as it went on, man,
They picked
crowd
up momentum.
freaking love these guys, man. So
I wanted to quickly do my Mount Rushmore of t-shirt wrestlers. This is my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers that wear t-shirts when they wrestle.
okay.
Now, a bodysuit is not a t-shirt. I did not count that. So, like the Undertaker, Kane, those guys are out. Those are bodysuits with like the straps.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
I'm trying to think.
Buy it at Walmart ass t-shirts.
Okay. I'd like to hear yours. I've got a couple in mind.
Okay. In the pole position, obviously number one, I got Mick Foley.
Okay.
The greatest t-shirt wrestler of all time.
Yeah.
Number two.
So he was a t-shirt. Cactus Jack was a t-shirt guy. I think Mankind was a collared shirt guy, right?
Mankind had, he had a button-up shirt with a tie that he would wear that was untucked. Yeah. For a while he had a shirt, but it was like a gimmick shirt. It had like his symbol on the back of it. But he would also wear like just t-shirts and and sweatpants to the ring. Basically, and Dude Love would wear Dude Love's shirt. So we're no matter what, we got Mick in a t-shirt. He used to wear like an athletic top. Like I was talking like the Undertaker or whoever back in the old Cactus Jack days with the leopard print. But, so we're talking later Mick Foley, but the body of work for t-shirt
in casino ballrooms.
Yeah, the body of work for t-shirt Mick Foley still unparalleled. Okay. Number two, I got to give it up to our man, the Road Dogg.
Okay.
T-shirt wrestler through and through.
He is a t-shirt wrestler. I don't believe. I'm sure we saw him shirtless at some point.
No, always t-shirt.
Never.
No, he doesn't.
Oh shit!
I don't know that I've ever seen the Road Dogg not in a t-shirt or a jersey. He would wear the DX jersey a lot later on.
And we also have to acknowledge a lot of these are cutoff t-shirts, but they count as t-shirts.
Yes, still a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Third on my list, newer guy, a favorite of both of ours, putting Kevin Owens, top shelf t-shirt wrestler.
Kevin Owens was, because I knew you were going to go with the Foley and you were going to go with the Road Dogg.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens was the one that, he's my darling, the modern darling.
Our greatest current t-shirt wrestler, Kevin Owens. Number four, I'm putting Raven. Raven, big t-shirt wrestler.
Raven is a t-shirt wrestler. Okay.
Big time t-shirt wrestler. And he was wearing like weird, cool band, cool 90s comic book shirts in ECW, where it was like he's a cool guy, but he's still wearing a t-shirt while he wrestles.
Okay.
So that's the Mount Rushmore to me, t-shirt wrestling.
Who else do we got that are t-shirt wrestlers?
I mean, there's
Usos.
Usos sometimes t-shirt wrestler.
Not always though, huh?
Not always though.
I'm trying to think, because like Roman Reigns was never a t-shirt wrestler. He was a bulletproof vest wrestler.
Yes,
for a long time.
He wore a bulletproof vest. I believe Ambrose in WWE might have had a t-shirt a time or two. He doesn't wear a t-shirt in AEW. There's not a lot of t-shirt wrestlers currently that are doing it. And like back in the day, if you were a big guy, maybe wanted to wear a t-shirt, you would wear like the big singlet, like an earthquake situation.
Yeah, and even Dusty didn't wear a t-shirt.
Right. Jake the Snake later had a t-shirt, or not a t-shirt. He had it was like a printed snake like vest thing that he would wear to the ring. Like I'm talking straight up, I'm wearing t-shirt wrestling.
For some reason, Sandman popped in my head, but I think he was shirtless.
No, Sandman did wear, a lot of ECW guys t-shirt wrestling. So, Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, t-shirt wrestler. Not Rob Van Dam. He's singlet. Rob Van Dam's
singlet guy.
Yep.
Singlet guy.
Jeff Hardy t-shirt. I guess he had like the mesh shirt. Jeff Hardy did.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know if I put him in the category, but yes, it was kind of a t-shirt for sure.
Dudley Boys kind of t-shirts. They had but they were like branded. It was like their deal, but they're that's like a top.
Yeah, I
more,
mean,
I think.
I think we got to go Devon more than Bubba Ray because Bubba Ray had the collar. Once you got a
Okay.
collar, you're no longer a t-shirt wrestler.
Right.
That's not a t-shirt though. That's a
That's a tank.
that's a tank.
Because Devon's showing the guns.
But that's a t-shirt.
Yeah, it is a
That
t-shirt.
that one's a cutoff. So he's an occasional t-shirt wrestler. We have decided.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have to monitor the situation, I think.
Yeah, but if I'm etching it in stone, those are my 4 guys.
I think it's a good 4.
Foley's George Washington, the Road Dogs Thomas Jefferson. I guess Kevin Owens is Abraham Lincoln. Maybe Road Dogs Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, Kevin Owens is Teddy Roosevelt, and Raven's Ben Franklin because Raven's smart.
What are we thinking about?
The Funker. Yeah, but he didn't always wear a t-shirt. He was t-shirtless.
I've got some shirtless pictures of him out there wrestling. I think it was just towards the end he was a t-shirt wrestler.
Yeah, he would.
Look how unhinged that looks.
Dude, if you give a maniac a microphone,
I'll kill everybody in the goddamn.
Yeah, you wait till I bring my real chainsaw. What are you talking about, Terry? Don't worry about it.
Look at him on his 79th birthday, bro. That's just a bad dude.
Yeah,
just a bad dude.
One of the best looking, most talented motherfuckers who ever lived.
Out at the Double Cross Ranch.
Yeah,
ready to kick some A.
Yeah, so I'm going Foley's George Washington, Ravens Thomas Jefferson, Owens is Theodore Roosevelt, Road Dogs Abraham Lincoln.
Okay,
that's my delineation here. So
listen, Lincoln would because Road Dog would have Dog would have freed the slaves if he needed to. You know what I mean?
Given your earlier statement,
they're both big.
That Road Dog had crossover appeal.
They're both big solidarity guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think the Road Dog could have done the 407 years ago speech? Ladies and gentlemen,
I got 4 score for you.
Yeah, so that's it. We've done it. New Age Outlaws. Tuck it away.
Yeah, and I'm sure eventually we're gonna do a DX thing. So we'll probably, and we're gonna watch a lot of wrestling from that era. So this isn't the last time we will see or speak of the New Age Outlaws. But I'm glad we dipped our toe. I'm glad we did our thing.
Yeah, you gotta do one focused on them just based on the fact of however they are, like in the 90s.
I appreciate you obliging me.
Yeah, of course. All right, so next week we're watching a match. What match are we watching, Andrew?
What match were we going to watch last week before we pivoted?
Punk versus Cena for Money in the Bank 2011. I will give you the option to select a different one.
Is there an iconic AJ Lee match?
Not one that is on the top of my head. No shame to her.
Then we will shuffle the deck, and we will go number 23, Michael Jordan.
23. Ooh, we're watching Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger from Super Brawl number 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
A brawl so super they had to do it twice.
Yeah. Part 2.
We're back to Super Brawl. All right. Thank you to everybody who listens. We appreciate you. Andrew, of course, drop the stuff at the top. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. We're making stuff over there. We appreciate everybody who listens, everybody who watches. That's it. Bye, everybody.
Just a bag of blood.